He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is not another shooting show. We go to Knoxville, Iowa, where an Iowa man, crazy enough, is facing 4 charges after he accidentally shot himself in the leg. It occurred shortly after 2 a.m. last Tuesday, on North Grand Street in Knoxville. Police responded to that location after a report of gunshots was being fired from a moving vehicle. The investigation led to the arrest of Peyton Phillips, who's 27. 4 minutes after the shooting, Phillips arrived at the emergency room with a gunshot wound to the leg. Ring doorbell camera footage captured Phillips' car and the gunshots. Police were then able to connect the vehicle in the video with the vehicle in the ER parking lot. Investigators determined that Phillips was the one firing the shots from the passenger seat when he unintentionally shot himself in the leg. Well done. I lost my place when I scrolled down. Officers recovered the firearm, 2 spent shell casings, ammunition, and marijuana from the car. He was charged with 3 counts of reckless use of a firearm and intimidation with a dangerous weapon. Police say a house on North Grand Street was struck by a bullet. He only hit it once. But no one in the home was injured. And they don't believe he was targeting any person when firing the gun.
What? So he was just shooting a fucking house that he only hit once?
I mean, maybe he was targeting the house because of who was in it, but he fired 3 rounds and only hit the house once and hit his leg once.
Jesus Christ. Like, if there's ever been a better, like, encapsulation of the American handgun shooter, guy shot twice, once hit a house, once shot himself in the leg. Yeah,
not good at all.
We're not a high level people.
No, not at all. So Jeff found a thing on the guns subreddit,
right,
of an abandoned gun in a storage unit.
It feels fake because what they found was a LimCat open gun. So for those of you who don't know what it means, this is a $5,000 to $8,000 gun.
Yeah.
And they just found it in a fucking storage unit that they paid $150 for or whatever.
I find this more plausible than the Glock in the bathroom post.
Yeah, I found a random
look what
Glock.
I found. Yeah, with a nice 10-core holster. Yeah, sure you did. Whatever.
Right.
This actually seems plausible. Like, the dude had money at one time, and he bought a LimCat open gun, and like that was the gun I think J.J. Ricazza was using back in the day, and shooting open when he was on the TV shows or whatever, and like very expensive gun. Oh, now my life has gone to shit, and I've got stuff in a storage unit. I forgot I put my old USPSA stuff in there that I haven't used in years, and then they lose it because they don't pay the bill, and then they sell all the stuff, and man, so whatever they spent on it.
Like, at first I didn't want to believe this because
I find it completely plausible, though.
Right. After thinking about it, so I actually had an incident with this. And so I had a rifle that it was an SBR, and then I deconverted it. So it was back to a pistol, and I sold it as a pistol.
Uh-huh.
So the guy I sold it to was, I think, in Colorado or something like that. And so I get a message from the gun shop that I did the transactions through, who is an NFA dealer. Like, they know about they have a general understanding of the NFA. So they were like, yep, you're doing it relatively correctly. Like, you're good. They contact me and they go, hey, the ATF called us about the gun you sold. And I'm like, ruh-roh, that sounds terrifying.
Butt pucker.
So come to find out, dude I sold it to, he put it in like a gun safe in a storage unit. Storage unit gets fucking robbed, gun gets stolen. Because it's an NFA item, they already have the serial numbers and everything.
Oh.
So they're like, oh, yeah, we know
you
this
didn't
gun.
undo the NFA part?
Well, I sent it in. I don't know if it ever got handled. I don't know. But, like...
Because I know you can, like, undo it if you, like, file the paperwork or whatever.
So you don't technically have to undo the SBR to sell it as a pistol. You only have to redo the SBR if you're going to turn it into an SBR as the new owner.
Okay.
And so I did send a letter to the ATF. I don't know, like, I never got a response, so I don't know if I did
Shocking.
it right or not. But like, it was still in their system. So like, when it got reported stolen, they were like, "Oh yeah, this thing was sold out of here," and blah 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 blah. So that's why I do kind of believe this, because this dude took a $2,000 PCC and was like, "Oh, I'll just put this in a storage unit," and then it got stolen. Whereas like this one was people buying shit, and part of it is I just don't believe those fucking what was it, Storage Wars or whatever that show was, where like people would bid on it and they'd be like, "Oh, here's a $10,000 like old book." Like that's something people would keep in a storage unit. But the guy goes on in the Reddit thread and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, we find guns all the time." And what they talk about is, so there's three categories. There is the military personnel who either can't have it on base or gets deployed and is like, "Oh, I'll put it in a storage unit," and then because I might come back and immediately be transferred. There's my wife doesn't want this at home people.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the old codgers. So like the boomer that puts all of his guns into storage when he goes to the nursing home or whatever. Those tend to be the three places they get most of their firearms from. So I was like, once that was explained to me, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like I could definitely, like you said, some boomer bought this because it looks like kind of an older model. Like,
yeah, it doesn't look like a new one.
Like some boomer might have bought this in the early 2000s, maybe even the late 90s. It's got a fucking Seymour on it and hasn't shot it in 15 years. And so doesn't even remember that it exists.
Well, Seymours were still popular in open guns like when I started. Every open gun I saw like around 2014, 15, they all had Seymours on them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the old school Seymours.
Right, but we also got to remember that was a decade ago.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe I'm one of the old guys in the sport now.
Right? It's fucking annoying.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's just one of those like, I guess, they put the guns back into circulation. Like the annoying thing for him is he put it on Reddit and he was like, "Well, how much can I get for this gun?" And that's like very not okay to put on Reddit. And so they're like, and thread banned.
Yeah, I was actually at my storage unit today. I was there to get the my riding mower and trailer, mostly because I need the trailer more than the mower at the moment. And I have a padlock that I used as the pin for the hitch. When you pull the thing down and it clamps onto the ball. I didn't have a pin for it, but when I bought the trailer, I happened to have this master lock that fit perfectly. So I've always used that. Plus, it's secure. But I forgot the fucking key. It was on the other set of truck keys that I had. And I'm not driving my truck every day. I'm driving my old beater Impala every day to work now since my daughter got her new car or old car or whatever. And so I went out there to get it. And now I'm going to have to get up extra early tomorrow to stop and get that I suppose I could get on the way home. Anyway, so is that all about the storage units? Because you said another thing about
that. Oh, yeah. I was just...
You covered that?
Yeah, because I don't leave guns in storage units if at all possible. Like, they're literally protected by a padlock and nothing else. Mm-hmm. And if someone sees you carrying the shit into there, there's no reason to not go get bolt cutters, and boom, now you have free guns.
And I also put in there, because you said the phrase PCC, don't forget to bring your PCC next weekend.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Because you're going to loan it to me for a little while.
That's right. I'm glad you...
I need to increase my C-class percentage in PCC. So I can't be having that now that I'm M-class. I can't have a 50-something%. I got to at least have a B-class percentage there. Anyway, Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow. It's only $3.57 a month, and you get an entire second episode every single week. You got a half hour last week. Sorry, folks, you're getting 10 minutes this week. But we got a lot more stuff to get to, including the new gun I bought this week.
Yeah.
Stuff. Well, I guess we've already talked about the walking beers at Great Plains here coming up. We're going to talk about clays and USPSA because I got a fun text from somebody that was super duper interesting, and Jeff hates it and I love it. But that is all coming up, and all the rest of our silliness. Patreon.com/Not Another Shooting Show. It's only $3.57 a month, and you will get the entire second episode here this week.